There we go. Oh man, I didn't think that was ever going to start. Holy cow. It was taking forever to get going. Like ever, usually it just goes for a few seconds, couple of seconds, and then you're live. And this went on forever. So I was like, oh no, having trouble. Oh, how you doing, Brandy? You finished your dinner early. What did you guys have tonight? I haven't had anything yet. I don't know what I want. Chili, maybe. I don't know. I'm just, the reason this is going to be a short is because I am tired. Oh my gosh. Who knows? It might last an hour, but if it don't, I'm sorry. I just can barely keep my eyes open. I've been working on this. Here's the Afghan. I don't know if you can tell, but it's black tweed. Grilled burgers are the best. You know, I think men grill better than women, actually. Here, I'll turn it on this side so I can open the, you can't really tell, but it's like super thick. Let's see. There we go. It's black tweed, super thick. This is like, it's not doubled or anything. It's just really thick, super soft yarn. So I've been kind of working on it today, on and off. I want to go to bed right now, but I have to at least wait till at least 8 o'clock if I can, or else I'll be up too early and I work tomorrow. So yeah, I can probably go 2 more times around. Let me show you. Here's the hook. See, there we go. There's the hook. And then I use this thing right here. And that helps you go around really, really fast. Takes less time. I would love a double thick one, like one that's this thick, but I can't figure out how, and I've seen it online, I just can't figure it out how to do it where it would be and even and stuff. So you can see right here, I've already hooked over these right here. And part of these, let's see, let me find, here we go. I'm rested on my shoulder. And you can see like right here, I still need to do all of that. And it all ends up, let me turn it back this way. It all ends up back over here at the start. I skipped that one. And this is where it separates right there. But it's like it's folded in half. So this is one side and that's the other. And it's folded. Gosh, I hope y'all can tell because it's so dark. Let's see. There we go. So you can open it right there and see through. And oh, because it's this side. Oh my gosh. There we go. So you can kind of see. But it's so soft. And so far, I haven't been able to find the yarn. I did see, I went on to Joann's Fabrics website, and they do have the, I think it's called Barnett yarn. So I get off early tomorrow. I think I'm going to, oh gosh, is that in, I think I have to go all the way to Fort Collins to do that. Oh well, I'll do it just to see, you know, what they have. And if they don't have any more black tweed, then I'm going to see if they have another color and just get them all out. I'd need at least 6 to 8 to make a good blanket. So, oh, thank you, Brandy. Good. I won't have to go so far. Yikes. So, yeah. I don't know. Is that like close to Wilson or anything? Do you know? I should look it up, but yeah. Anyway, so I thought, it can be an open forum tonight. And if there's, I'm going to do that every time somebody message me. I'm going to just do this. Oh, in case y'all missed it, I did make my Zach Bagans is a fraud part 2.0 to apologize to some people. So I think I did a pretty good job, and you guys can let me know. Oh, okay. That's like, it's not Wilson, but oh gosh. I do know my way around Loveland. I just I want to say Lincoln, or it's that one way going south, right? Is that where Old Chicago? Oh wait, no, I think that's Chili's. Ooh, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, back. Baby back or Chili's, baby back ribs, barbecue sauce. Oh, that's funny. I do like Chili's. When I go to Chili's, they have, I think it's called a Southwest roll or something like that. But oh man, it's really good. It's some kind of a little wrap. It, reminds me of a egg roll type of thing. Ooh, sounds pretty good. Hey, Brandy, did you ever go get Smoking Dave's coleslaw? Yeah, their ribs are really good too. Definitely. But they're so messy. That's when you can get away with having crap all over your face. Ooh. I've got other beans. Well, it looks like my org has returned to the settlement, and my sandcastle is mended on my other game. That's funny, you guys. No, we going out tomorrow. Ooh, where are you going? Is it going to be Smoking Dave's? I'm going to go to Claire's on the Park tomorrow night. So I'll have to get off work and come right back and go to dinner. Okay. Oh, man. Now, isn't there one? Is there 2 up here, Brandy? Or just the one? Did I tell y'all I went and had that girl fix my hair? She cut the uneven part off. So it's so much better. I can pull my hair in a ponytail and it don't look like this anymore. And it was just barely about that much. There we go. I'm getting dark part. So I was so glad I did. By the golf course. Okay. Man, maybe I'll change my mind and go there instead. Their coleslaw is really good. I think the best coleslaw I've ever had is my own. I'm kidding. I do make some pretty good coleslaw, but you have to get the right dressing. I can't make it, there's just no way. But I think it's called Lighthouse, and it's like by the bags of lettuce and coleslaw and stuff, and they're in the jars like that. And oh my God, it doesn't take very much, but oh my God, is that the best coleslaw dressing ever? But I don't think that one can. But I don't think that one is open. You don't think Smoking Dave's is open? But I want to go have a good steak. Yeah, you should try that branding. Maybe if you really like coleslaw, and it does not take very much of that sauce, because it does settle and stuff. Because I like mine real saucy. I like the goop in there. I do. I like to have food with my dressing. Oh, it's too funny. But so yeah, try that next time you go over to Safeway. Look at that, get that coleslaw dressing. Get you a bag of coleslaw, or just get you some cabbage and make your own. I prefer the bag just because it's easier. Oh, Smoking Dave's is closed for the season? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Oh. And I've only eaten at the one in Lyons. I haven't eaten at the one here. My eye is still bothering. It's like really super itchy. I should probably, quit itching it. But I've been trying to use a Kleenex, to rub my eye with. But it's driving me nuts. It probably looks all red from as much as I've been rubbing it. So there's two up here, two Smoking Dave's up here. One closes for the season. Is that what you're trying to tell me? That's weird. I have like a burning sensation right there. It made me jump. That is weird. There's nothing there. Is there a mark on my head, like right here? Do y'all see anything? Or does it just look normal? That was weird, you guys. The last time I felt something weird on my face was I was at this girl's house, and her son was there, and I said something. It wasn't rude or improper or anything, and I felt like somebody grabbed my cheek and just pinched it and did that. It feels so weird. It's still going on. That is so weird. And then, I said I was going to talk a little about the paranormal, but something else I had happen was I had like a burning sensation, like on the left side of my belly button. And whenever I was going to shower, it was still kind of a burning. I looked and there was 3 scratch marks going down. And I thought, and that's when the house down in the valley was haunted. Jesus got rid of them ghosts, y'all. And he can do it for you too if you have ghosts. But you got to believe in him to be able to do it. The golf course one closed. The one. Is that where it is? It's by Baba Burgers. Ooh. Oh my God. I'm leaving right now, you guys. I got to go get a Baba Burger. Oh my God. Those are the best freaking burgers in town. What's scary? Oh, the claw marks. Yeah, that was like, man, I saw, I learned how to do clearings, and people say, "How much do you charge to do that?" Nothing. I'm not going to charge somebody to get a ghost out of their house. I mean, I don't go around doing it. Not like that's something every day. I've only done it like probably 3 times since I learned how to do it. And then the one girl, because I was using the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, leave this house, and whatever else I was saying. And she looked at me weird and says, that don't always work. And I'm like, well, if you don't believe in Jesus, it ain't gonna work, so, but I do. There was like, okay, the stuff that would happen in that house, oh my gosh. It was like when we first moved there was like the downstairs bedroom closest, like at the front of the house. You would just feel kind of creepy in there, not bad. And that was Randon's room. And I never really liked it being his room. And I'd say, "Oh, you sure you want this for your room?" The only thing he saw, and this sounds funny, but I heard someone say a similar story, but he said he saw Abraham Lincoln one night. And it was like a shadow person that had a really tall hat, and he noticed there was a beard. So that's why he said Abraham Lincoln and stuff. And I said, well, make sure if you see that again, let me know right away. I believed him that he saw something, but I never once thought he was lying. Yes, double cheeseburger and chili cheese fries. Oh, I just get what I should get is like their kid size burger, because I can never finish one of their big ones. But oh my gosh, they always cook it perfect, because I have to have my food. Hi, Mama. I have to have my burgers cooked all the way through, like cremated almost. That's why I'm going to Claire's, because they know how to cook steak, and they cook it perfectly and stuff. So that'll be good. Chili's ears perk up when you said chili. Yeah, I like chilies. Man, now I'm starting to get hungry. I haven't really had an appetite today. I made myself eat some fruit just to have something in me. Um, but now talking about food is making me hungry. So I hope that y'all can't hear my stomach growl if it does. He did it again. Me eat midnight snacks. I just ate in a doctor's appointment. Oh, what did you have for dinner, Mama? I was about to talk about the ghosty things that happened in my house before I kicked them all out. Oh, ew. Oh man, that sounds painful. Oh, that you know what? That is a ghost story right there. Here's how this ghost story goes. I went to the doctor one day, and they put me in this chair. They came out with this big rusty needle and injected my eye, and then stood back and started laughing. Ah, ah, ah. No. Hi, the American. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I don't know if I could handle that. That would be, I hope no one ever has to do an eye injection on me. Oh my gosh. with a big rusty needle. Ah, ah, ah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'll tell y'all stuff that happened down in the house in the valley. So there would be a lot of weird stuff, like you would hear your name being called and just seeing stuff out of the corner of your eye. You know, I was talking to my sister on the phone one night and we started talking about UFOs or something stupid like that. And all of a sudden in the living room, it just got creepy. There were all these shadows going everywhere. I mean, it actually scared me where I ran into the kitchen. I was like this, talking on the phone, and you could just see them darting back and forth. It was weird. And so I didn't want to go back in there for a really long time. But I did. Rusty wrap and sterile wrap. I know I was trying to make a scary ghost story out of your eye injection. Just saying eye injection, that is a scary story. Oh my gosh. I would have a panic attack from the moment they told me I was going to have to get a needle in my eye. Stick a needle in your eye. What's that thing? Liar, liar, pants on fire? No. How does that thing go? And stick a needle in your eye. I don't know. I'm sure all of y'all have heard that. It's really old and it's nothing new. But that's scary. I would have anxiety about it. Even if it was months and months away from the moment I was told, I would have anxiety about it and be like, no, I think I'll go blind. I mean, I hope that never happens, but oh man, that's scary. Oh my gosh. So you probably don't have an appetite at all. Oh, no, thank you. And no, I don't want to be in your shoes. I used to be afraid of that kind of stuff. One day I had enough, so I did something that I have never had that happen again. Oh, for the ghosty stuff. Yeah, I learned how to clear it out. And there's only one way, really, and that is in the name of Jesus. You order them out. And they listen. Even I was not abducted, but I thought I was for like a week. I mean, I didn't think I was missing for a week, but for a week I thought I was abducted. And I called and talked to a MUFON guy. This is so crazy, y'all. And he asked me if I was religious, and I said, well, I believe in Jesus Christ. And he said, even that they have to bow to him. And I was like, you're right. And then, I mean, that was a long time ago before I ever heard L.A. Marzulli mention anything about rebuke first, ask questions later. But I like that he did say that. I never said that, and he copied me or anything like that. But it was like, a lot of the stuff you do hear first from people like L.A. Marzulli and stuff. But, so I heard that like 10 years prior to ever hear him say it. I hope that did not just sound so cheesy. Right. Hi, Deanna, you made it. I just asked everybody what they had for dinner. So what did you have besides your awesome bread? Oh, probably something out of that one of them big old pots of stuff you were making the other day. But so yeah. Other weird stuff that would happen would I'd just be sitting in the recliner and it would feel like a hand would come up but through the empty slot and grab my cap like that. I would jerk up and grab my legs like this. And for like a year, I would not sit in that chair without having a blanket down there first because it was that creepy. And again, this was all before I learned how to get rid of it and learned that I had the power over all of that stuff. And, people experience stuff and or see stuff, just from that little, it's like, did I just see something? And I think with living in the end times, then, it's going to be happening a lot more frequently. I mean, that's just what I think. Just pizza. That sounds good too. So I have lots of options for tonight. Hamburgers. Wait, I think you told me that already, didn't you? Aw. I think you did, Deanna, in a text. Didn't you? I'm not going to go and check, but I'm just kind of out of it a little bit today. I won't lay on my back with my arms crossed like when you're dead. Any position sleeping but that. Hugs the American much better. Oh. Oh, wait, that was Brandy that grilled on the... Brandy, that was you that grilled, right? Yes. So Deanna and Brandy both grilled burgers tonight. Awesome. But did you grill burgers? Didn't somebody tell me they grilled burgers? Or was it just Deanna? I better stop talking about it because I'm just making myself confused. Oh my gosh. Okay, since y'all just got here, Brandy already saw it. So, Brandy, if you need a potty break or anything like that, I'm going to show the Afghan again. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not. I'm just saying that you don't have to watch this part again. Okay, so here's the progress on the Afghan. It's like, I love this loom because each side comes through. Oh, God, I did it again. And it's a black tweed. Let's see if y'all can, there we go. That's kind of showing. And it's super soft. Oh, thank you, Deanna. So yeah, thought I would give you guys an update on that. I didn't do the diamond painting today because I was wanting to work on this. And I'm gonna go down to see if they have yarn tomorrow after I get off work. So that's my plan. Okay, so other things that would happen is even Randon's dad, which he don't believe anything of ghosts or anything like that. But he came down and was like, "What'd you want?" And I said, "What do you mean, what did I want?" He goes, "You were just calling." I said, "No, that must have been the ghost." Oh, Amazon. I didn't think of that. And I could just go get it sent to the post office and I won't have to waste all that gas. You know what? I think I'm going to check that out. You know what, Deanna? That's why I chose this color because the person getting it has a dog and that's what they were worried of. And so that's why it's black, black tweed. I love the tweed. I don't, they have the yarns that have the several different colors, but on a loom, it just does not look right at all. So I decided I'd only do a solid color, but with the tweed, it has little specks of a lighter color here and there. So, okay. The American wants more ghost stories. So other things that would happen was Randon's dad was in Minnesota and it was like he was little. And so I was like, oh, and Randon was little. And I said, oh, why don't you come up here and snuggle with me and we'll watch cartoons, falling asleep and stuff and everything. And so we're laying there, watching whatever, Family Guy or whatever was on. I can't remember exactly. He was little. But well, if he was to maybe about here, he was probably maybe 10, 9, 8, 9 or 10, somewhere in there. But anyway, so we were laying there and both fell asleep, and I woke up just with a weird feeling, and I looked up, and there's this man standing here. And I think I've told y'all this before, but since it's kind of ghost story night, um, and I was like, and I went like this because Random was sleeping over there, and I covered him with my arm and looked. And when I looked back, the man was going. There was no sound or anything. It was like he was just looking, and I was like, okay, that's creepy. And I couldn't really sleep the rest of the night. And then, like, maybe a couple of weeks after that, it was like there were, in a 2-month period, there was a lot of activity. And then I finally had enough, went to ghost hunting meetings because I wanted to have someone else come and figure it out. And then I ended up joining ghost hunting groups. It was so dumb. Anyway, so then one night, Randon's dad was asleep, and I would, I love Gomer Pyle. Okay. I do. I mean, and so to make him fall asleep, he would pop in Gomer Pyle, but it would keep me awake. Hooty hoot, hooty hoot. That's exactly where that comes from, is from Gomer Pyle. So when I say hooty hoot, it's a reference to Gome. Okay. Now y'all know. So I was sitting there watching, trying not to laugh really loud, to not wake him up. And all of a sudden I see this. Now it's just black, but it was kind of at the foot of the bed. And I was like, it freaked me out. I grabbed a pillow and put it over my feet because I just did not want to feel it on my feet. And then pretty soon it felt like there was like a cat walking on the bed. I have no idea what it meant. It was just after our dog Zoe died, I did see her. It was like a week after, and I saw her sitting at the top of the steps, and that was it. And but that was creepy with that. I think it was the shape of a cat, but it was just a shadow, and you could feel it walking on the bed, and it was creepy. It was. And God, what other, you would see a lot of shadows going by, and especially, okay, like people say, oh, it's the basement. Well, the basement was not creepy at all. I mean, but the landing, it's like, here's the living room. You go down some steps. There's the bathroom, 2 bedrooms. Then you go down more steps, and that's the basement. Well, that landing just right there to go down those steps to the basement, that is where it was creepy. That is where it was really creepy. So, I don't know, just a lot of weird stuff would happen. You would just see shadows and, hear things. There was no like cabinets opening or anything like that. But I learned how to get rid of all that and stuff. When my baby was 2, she ran to the foyer at the front door and pointed and said, Grandpa, Grandpa. I said, where, baby? Then she took a little picture from the table and said, Grandpa, to the picture. Oh, wow. So he was coming. See, I don't think that was a familiar spirit. I think that was Grandpa coming in to check in. And then that was it. But, I think there's familiar spirits everywhere. Everywhere. I think that's what the ghosts are. Because I told y'all, I was convinced for a while. I don't believe it now, but I was convinced that I was reincarnated. And I knew it went, it just didn't make sense. It was weird. But there was a familiar spirit with that person that connected to me to make me think it was me, you know? Um, I have felt something since sit on the bed with me. Do you feel creepy? I mean, because whenever I lived in a house that, like in the 80s, it was over 100 years old in Texas. And man, I was like 15, and you would hear footsteps with shoes and someone come in, and I would say to my cousin, I'd be like, oh, I heard, I'm not going to mention their names, come in and check on us. And she would say, he didn't come in and check on you guys. And I'm like, didn't. And then, like a couple of days after that, she said, can you go tell her son to stop running back and forth up there? And I said, he's sitting right there. And then, she would see stuff that I wouldn't. Like we were driving to town, and I'm like, what guy? There was no one there. I mean, she saw a spirit, so, and she's not really a blood cousin. It was by marriage, but I mean, that don't matter. She's still my cousin. But my grandma, so it kind of has to run. We were never into witchcraft or anything like that. Always God-fearing people. And I remember she was like, oh, Amy. And then I'm like, and I was little. And then the phone rang, and they told her twin sister had just died. So there's a thing with twins for sure. I don't know if all twins have it, but my father had been dead for 15 years, and she never knew him or who he was. Then he must have said that he was grandpa, and if she recognized the picture, if you've ever said that's would be your grandpa. And I mean, I'm not saying that she made the story up at all, but she might have put the two together, and might not realize, little kids, their eyes are a lot more open than adults are. That's for sure. That is for sure. I never ever said it to her, and she was just two. Then he might have said, I'm your grandpa, but I've like had all of a sudden out of nowhere a thought of my grandma. And I think, just from out of the blue, there'd be no reason for me, and I think that would be her, because I would feel a little energy, but, not much. And I think it would be her checking in on me, I don't know. When I was meditating once, I saw, and it was kind of scary, and I thought, what am I getting into? I wasn't chanting or anything like that, but it was like Albert Einstein, then Marilyn Monroe. And I thought, that is weird. Oh my gosh, you guys, the cousin I was just talking about, her daughter just sent me a message on Facebook. Crazy. It don't look, anything bad or scary, or nothing's happened or anything like that. But what a coincidence. What a coinky dink. Let me exit out of that. And the twin thing is true, because I am a twin. That would be kind of cool. I remember Tina and Lena. And the only way you could tell them apart is because Tina's birthmark was on her face right here. And not one person ever made fun of her because she had a big brown mark. You know, some kids are mean, and I'm glad that no one ever gave her a hard time that I know of. Yeah, my grandma, they were, well, they looked exactly alike, so maybe they were identical, right? Paternal is separate sacs. Identical is sharing the same one. I mean, that is two separate pregnancies, is paternal, from how I understand it, because it's two separate sacs. Two separate sacs. That sounds sad. Separate eggs. That's how Cain and Abel were twins, because it was two separate pregnancies. I'm so weird. I can dance with no music and just, come on, you guys, dance with me. Oh, okay. Other weird things that would happen would be like, after all that stuff is, that happened in the house down there, I wasn't doing any kind of ghost hunting or anything like that until after all of that stuff. And so we went to like the most haunted cemetery in Colorado. I think there's a couple. I'm going to say there's three, because the Woodpecker Hill and another one directly across the street. That's where I got all those EVPs on that video, the paranormal. If y'all haven't seen that, it shows a whole bunch of different ghost pictures, but there's EVPs playing the whole time. And they're really clear and creepy. Really creepy. I don't know. Hi, Victoria. We're talking ghosty stuff. I saw the video you posted, Taylor. Thank you. I'm trying to do better. But okay, so we went to this cemetery one night, and it's I don't know if I should say which one it is. Okay, it was a cemetery where a bunch of Pawnee Indians were slaughtered. And so even before you get to we went to like at noon, 1 o'clock, noon, somewhere in there in the afternoon. And so we turn on the road to go, and then you go down this dirt road. And as soon as you turn onto that dirt road, it just started feeling really super creepy. And Randon, he was like, and he refused to get out of the car because he just said just felt weird. And so I know for a fact that had to be leftover energy. But we were out there one night, and me and Julia, the faker Julia, and all of a sudden you could, like, I was too scared to get out. I mean, it just felt weird out there. And we were sitting in the car looking, and I'm like, that looks like horses. And it looked like there was a whole bunch of horses just running across the street, not right in front of us, but down a ways. And I'm like, it was just weird. It just looked like a whole bunch of horses, like, they didn't look solid. It just looked like phantom horses. I think that was like a memory or something. My cousin's like going to the third bridge. I don't know what the third bridge is. Where's that at? Creepy cemetery late at night? No thanks. Yeah, I don't think you have to go anywhere at night if you want to get creeped out, because they don't care what time of day it is. like I said, that first time I went out to that place, it was in the middle of the day. And it was just, you just get a weird vibe about it. And I know it had to do with what happened there in history, nothing to do with the cemetery. But the funny thing is, the legend behind the cemetery is there was a family of vampires that are buried out there, and there's 3 cement slabs covering a grave, 3 graves. But to me, I mean, in the man one though is like really, he had to have been at least 7 foot tall. And the woman's regular side, and then there's like a kid, maybe teenager side. So I think it was just, I don't believe that they were vampires, you know. I believe in energy vampires, but not literal blood-sucking people. Ugh. You'll have to take me there sometime, Brandy. I think actually, now that you're saying that, I think I have heard of that place. And there's like, if I'm remembering right, there's like a big empty field near it. Maybe. But I think, you know, in Denver, Cheeseman Park, do y'all know the story about that place? Cheeseman Park? That was a cemetery that they dug up. You know, there's still bodies buried under there. But they would like, were getting paid, like, they would split up the bodies and stuff because they would get more money out of it. Disgusting, I know. But Cheeseman Park is supposed to be haunted. I never experienced anything there, but that's not saying Kyle will go. I'm too chicken. You can, oh girl. I mean, people maybe think I'm cheesy because I say there's nothing to be scared of. You know, Jesus has your back. He's not going to let nothing happen. I mean, I did have to learn a lesson. And I told it before, and I don't know if I want to tell it again because it's like grossly graphic. Y'all can let me know. It has to be the majority has to vote if y'all want me to tell the gross possession story. But there would, you know, there's, I think a lot of places because quartz and limestone, and I know there's other natural things that can store a lot of energy. You know, and being in the Rockies, there is a lot of quartz up here, you know, especially this town. There's a place around here called Where the Children Cries. Ooh. Oh my gosh. When I was reading that, I totally pictured Zombie Road. I mean, but that was like a school bus of kids, not an orphanage. But I don't know if y'all have seen that documentary of the, oh gosh, I don't know, what the children's great, no, what is that called? The Booth brothers did it. Oh shoot. The Graves of Children or the Children Graves or something like that. But they talk about like whenever, I think in the 30s, when they started first trying to figure out how to pasteurize milk, a lot of the mothers were not purposely, but they were killing their kids because in that process, they were putting formaldehyde in the milk trying to preserve it and stuff. So a lot of kids died because of that, you know, and it's sad because of, you know, it was the parents that was feeding them this. But also it talks about um, orphanages, and where the kids, they did not have names, they were numbers. And that just made me, children of the grave. Yes, that's it, Mama. Thank you. um, and if no one has seen that, you have got to. You've got to. If you know you like that kind of stuff, I like ghost stories and stuff. I hope it don't make me a bad Christian, but I just like to hear those stories. I was listening to one somebody telling some before I came on here, and it just sounded so generic. I couldn't hardly stand it, because it was, a, excuse me, a guy reading stories, but God, excuse me, he sounded too automated, and the stories sounded made up, and it's okay to make up ghost stories, but they just sounded too cheesy and unrealistic to me, I guess. Oh, thank you, the American. Yeah, but the children of the grave. Yeah, children of the grave. I thought, oh God, I make sure I get that right. When they talk about the orphanages and stuff, and they get EVPs of, kids, I think, playing in the background or crying in the background. I mean, it's really sad, really sad. It's been very interesting listening about people's parents. I've never encountered any myself up until the past 3 days. 3 days ago. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure if it's an energy around. So, what have you been experiencing, Victoria? You know what? I think I was calling after you left yesterday. I think I kept calling you Jessica. I'm sorry. um, and there's a children of the grave too. Oh my! They said they caught JonBenét Ramsey's ghost in front of her house. That house, those people who live there now had to put a big gated fence in front of it. You can't even look. But it's a really nice neighborhood, just an ordinary neighborhood. But I listened to they were like trying to put their mindset of, what happened when JonBenét died. That is so, so sad. Yeah. And that was very interesting. And you can find that. God, what is his show? It used to be called. Oh, I don't know. But Patrick Burns, he sits there and listens to everything, and sometimes he can get EVPs and stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Okay. I'm not sure if trick on me, but with the knowledge of the paranormal, the most logical answer would be an orb. I had an orb one night. I can't remember now exactly, but I think it was went like that. And, I think that's some kind of energy. It's just, I don't know how, it's not all dust as most people think. Some of it is. That's why I'm kind of ashamed of my very first ghost video I ever put out, because half of them are dust. But, so it makes the real ones look cheesy, But that last video I did, I put the real orbs in there, but I left out the one from the battlefield, which I don't know why, because it looked huge. So I don't want to say who, to mess with the ghost, or anything, but just, and I don't know if you even have religion or anything, Victoria, but, if you believe in Jesus, you have the power over anything evil. Everything evil, you have the power over it. So do not be afraid to, make it leave in the name of Jesus Christ. Don't be afraid to do that. It might sound weird or whatever, but that's how I got rid of the stuff going down in the valley. And I also saw it in the middle of the day, which made me much more scared. Yeah, they, I don't think they care if it's day or night. Like that creepy vampire cemetery. It was creepy out there in noon or 1 o'clock, somewhere right around there. It was. Like whenever I thought, I feel like a freak even saying this, but I'm gonna tell y'all again. That night when we left that cemetery, and this was a different time whenever I was into the ghost hunting thing, I was like, my back was bad anyway, so I couldn't sleep in the same place. And, I went and slept with my son. He was little, and I'm like, oh, I'm sleeping in here tonight. Maybe I can sleep comfortable or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he said what he had never done. He goes, Mama, can you trade places with me? And when he said that, I got scared. And I was like, but I didn't want to freak him out. I was like, how come? And I was thinking, no, I don't want to trade places. But of course I did, and I made sure he felt safe. But I was thinking when he said that, it kind of scared me. And he didn't know why he wanted to trade places. He just wanted to trade places because he just did not feel right. So I was like, okay. And so I'm laying there, and it seemed like a short time later. Oh, I believe it, Brandy. There's like entities out there that are strong. So I was laying there, and it felt like a tarantula crawled down my throat. And all of a sudden, I was like in pitch black, and I was standing there looking around, and there was these two demon looking things, creatures, something, just kind of like this. I know I look funny doing this, but I'm trying to hang my arms down, just creepy. And I was like, and I said, in the name of Jesus Christ, you leave me alone right now. And I was back in the room, and I sit up, and I was looking around, and I thought, did that just happen? I mean, it was weird, very weird. Nothing like that ever happened. Then the next day, probably, I don't know, it was before noon, I think. I threw up a huge blob of white stuff. I mean, it was gross. It was almost like a wad of paper or something, but it wasn't paper, and it wasn't the same texture, but that's just what it reminded me of. And I thought, oh my God, something tried to attack me. And after that is whenever I learned to not, I learned a lot after that. And so, it was very strange that night. There was like a big gust of warm wind that went between the people here and us that were standing here. It ran through there. It felt like something like shot me through my head. I mean, it felt like something went straight through. But I think it was this way. And just weird things happened. The flagpole, and there was no wind at all. And the rope on it was just swinging. And so whoever was with us, I can't remember, started asking military questions. And they would answer by moving the rope. And it was I guess that where the flagpole was dedicated to someone. And so I guess that's why they figured it to start asking military questions. But it was like he was still on his post, and he was the one who did the flag or something. I don't really remember, but it was weird. And I thought, this is weird. I made sure the last few nights to be wearing my cross while I go to sleep and during the day. I don't think it was evil spirit around me since I have a good sense of faith. Yeah, but remember, Victoria, you know who the devil wants the most? Is the people with the faith. They're going after the people with the faith because they already have everybody else. But just And I don't want to tell anybody what to do. Just my advice would be ask God and Jesus to surround you with their light and love, and to not let anything harm you. But just always know you have the power over anything evil. Even like I was saying earlier, UFO stuff, that they have to bow to Jesus. And that's a whole other story, what I think they really are and everything. Oh, yep, in the name of Jesus. And they do, because I was back just like that. But then, right before I learned how to do clearings and get the stuff out of my house, just a lot of weird stuff would happen. Just the dark shadows darting across, and, you know, random seeing dark shadows. Abraham Lincoln just once, though. I'm not sure, like I was saying before, I think why he said it was Abraham Lincoln, because it had a tall hat and he could see the shape of a beard, because it was just a shadow person, but that's the shape he saw. So he thought Abraham Lincoln. That was so weird. I had like a burning sensation right there earlier, you guys. It was really strange. Okay, I did some research on the different colors of orbs. Oh, good. And since it was white, I do believe it may be even a relative that crossed over, but it would definitely take you. I don't know nothing about the colors of I've seen like green ones, but I really don't. I would think if they're white, and this is just me thinking, I do not know, but you think white, that's the light, because whenever that orb came across, it was like I could feel an energy here, but I did not feel scared or anything. And I don't know if I remembered. I think I mentioned my grandma, that maybe it was my grandma checking in, because I didn't feel threatened. I wasn't scared. Um, I had goosebumps for sure. um, Please tell the chat I can't see the post very well, that my eyes are still blurry and dilated. So tell them I'm sorry if I miss commenting too many things. Did y'all hear that? So Mama she got an eye injection, and right there, that's a scary story. You go to the doctor, they're holding this big needle, and they put it in your eye and inject you with stuff, and then your eyes dilate. Ugh, that hurts my eyes thinking about it. Oh my God. So you guys, she's not ignoring anyone. It's just, maybe everybody doing in big caps, so that way she can see. I won't take it as yelling. I'll take it as Mama's got a handicap right now and she needs to see the stuff better. A Christian doctor, I don't let any non-believers touch me. Good for you. I would do that. I would be the same way. My doctor is a Christian too, so big caps. Yeah. So everybody do everything in caps, so that way Mama can read better what y'all are saying, since she's got dilated eyes and it's messing with her now. So it's definitely okay to do that. So yeah, the orb thing, I think in the room okay, so I told y'all the room when we first moved into that house, I didn't really want it to be random. So how I got to change it and switch him over is because this car came barreling around the corner, took out the lamppost, and his car started on fire. And so I'm like, didn't want that to ever happen again, and have the chance of him be sleeping right there and a car come barreling through the house. So I was like, you're moving over to there. But the other room is the one that was more haunted. That's where like that thing attacked me, crawled down my throat. And that's where a friend had come and stayed over, and they saw a blue orb in there. But I have no idea what the color of it um, mean. But what did you, Victoria? What did all the colors of the orbs mean? Sonia, your screen went completely black. Oh, okay. So I hope that it's back. Yeah. I know. Bless her heart. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I would say y'all need to knock my butt out before you stick a needle in my eye. That's the worst. That's the scariest story of the night. Somebody putting a needle in your eye. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but to me, that is the scariest story of the night. Didn't read the rest of the colors of the orbs, but sometimes I will check into. Okay, and I might do that too. Um, oh God, I made it past an hour, you guys. I did not think I was going to be able to, because I've got like the condition I have. Sometimes it's like I can hardly keep my eyes open. I'll feel wide awake, but if I sit and close my eyes, I'm out like that. And that's just part of my condition. No, honey, they do a process before that final show. So they put numbing drops in your eye, but just the thought of a needle going in your eye, Mama. Oh no, that's oh. You are a tough mama. You are tough because oh my God, I'm a coward when it comes to needles. Okay. So now y'all caught me. I'm a coward at something, and that's needles. You know, if they take blood when they have to check my thyroid, I'm like this. And if I dare even turn before they're done, I'm like white and passed out. So, oh man. So I went Linsky, but I'm chicken. Oh, yeah. I've thought about it too, but now since I'm old and everything, I don't think it'll work for people with bifocals. um, uh, so has anybody else seen any colored orbs or anything? And then I'm going to tell y'all about the, hey, Cole, you made it. We're talking about orbs. So if y'all have seen a colored orb or white one, you know, I've kind of thought I've seen one out of the corner of my eye. And I don't even know if I would have noticed the one, but it just happened to be on screen. And, you know, that's never, and it hasn't happened since, you know, that I'm aware of. One time I thought I felt something happening back here. And then whenever I went back and watched, it was nothing. I just had a weird feeling, and, you know, nothing ever happened or anything like that. Um, yes, after my husband died, after that, every family picture I was looking at was always showing orbs. So I bet you he was like, I'm still here. I'm still making sure you're going to be okay. Brandy, what about you? Cole, the American? Um, okay. He made the Christmas. Aww. I had, okay, here's a weird story. And this was again before I learned, you know, not to be dabbing and stuff. So I did automatic writing. And I think I was you know, nothing ever happened. Um, well, I don't know. Let me just tell my story. So, like y'all are interrupting or something, you're not. I'm interrupting myself. So, I tried automatic writing and stuff, and was thinking I was talking to my cousin. And so I kept feeling one hair kept moving. And so I'm like, am I imagining this stuff? It was just really strange. And I went in the bathroom and stood in the mirror and I watched that hair and I said, okay, Jimmy D, if this is you, move that hair. And it went, whoop. And I was like, okay, don't touch me anymore. I said, this is weird. I said, but I'm glad you're okay. And it was because I had started talking to his daughter. He died when she was little, like a baby. And so she really never knew him and stuff. So I think because I was talking with her, he kind of just showed up. And, I haven't done automatic writing since, and I suggest no one do that because it could be dangerous. And you could be playing with fire. It's like the Ouija board. It can open a door that you don't want. Mama, I've had an experience very similar to yours. I had a family member that passed away. A few months later at Christmas, my family was out of town, and when we got home, the Christmas tree music was playing. That just gave me chills. I'm not even joking. I don't know. Can y'all see it? Can you see my hair standing up? That totally gave me chills. But it probably felt comfortable to you, Victoria. Mama's saying, and Brandy's saying, and I'm reading these more for Mama. I just get messages in my dreams, like my dad said, we have to have an autopsy. So I told my mom we tried but couldn't afford it. Have you ever gotten any other messages, Brandy? You're welcome, Mama. Have you is it just that one, or does he still appear in your dreams? Because that was a while ago, right? And that's another thing, like if all of a sudden you smell familiar smells, that could be them coming and checking too. I do think your family members can come and, I don't know for sure, but this is just what I think. I think that especially like if I'd really been going through a hard time, then I would like either smell something my grandma had cooked before, or just a thought of her would pop in my head and I would start feeling a little better. It doesn't happen very often. Hey, Stormy, we're telling ghost stories. We're talking about orbs and stuff. And, right now I'm kind of talking the difference between familiar spirits and family members or loved ones that can come and check on you and stuff like that. So far, I think we've all seen an orb fly by. Do a flyby. And Mama's saying, my fragrance is vanilla. So if you ever smell that, I'll leave this earth. It will. Oh, okay. I'll definitely remember that. So, okay. So I don't know if anybody went and watched the paranormal video I made the other day, but so we went there, and this was actually on my birthday that this happened. And it was the night before a full moon, and we went out to the Bingham Hill Cemetery. You can't just drive to the cemetery up. You know how normal cemeteries, you can drive in there, stay in the road, and the grave is right there. No, this one you park down at the street, walk up this thin, it's enough for one person at a time. You can't double. And you have to get through the gate. It's not a gate. It's like a fence. Let's see, it goes like it's kind of like the shape of an N, to get through there, and only one person at a time. And so you walk across this little bridge and you go up here, and it's like you have to know exactly where it is to find it. And so we went out there, and supposedly on the night before full moon is when you can see the lady in white or the lady in blue. And my hometown, it was the pink lady. And, so we didn't see anything, nothing happened. I saw cop cars all of a sudden down at the street. And that's whenever I put it at the end of that video. And so I'm showing the cop cars, and I sounded like an idiot, so I completely took the sound out back when I made that. And it was like a year later, I went back and looked at the footage, and whenever I noticed this. Okay, so I'm like showing the cop cars down there, and it's just a bunch of little tiny flashing lights. And then I'm going over, just kind of showing, what kind of an area I'm in. There's the street lights, and then the moon's up here. And so I'm like panning over, and all of a sudden, and in the video, I don't point out the blue lady. I just say, "Did you see that?" But you can see it looks like almost the shape of a person, blue, and just kind of goes real quick. It's fast, and you almost need to be watching in the dark just so you can see the blue good enough. But then when the blue disappears, all of a sudden there's these two big white lights and a blue stream in between them. And what I gathered from that, it's not a blue lady. It's actually some kind of not a searchlight, but kind of a searchlight. Nobody that was there saw that with their own eyes. And I was like, oh my God, what did I just catch? I mean, it was very weird. And so I have just the blue lady and the UFO repeating like several times, just so if you're anything like me, I would rewind it and watch again, trying to figure out what the heck. So okay, let me catch up here. Hold on a second. Okay. My grandma, oh wait. Okay. I love vanilla also, the American said. And Brandy is saying, my grandma hung out with Kyle. I took it as I made a great choice and married the right one. Yeah, that could definitely be. And, if bad things are happening to him, I'd say she would be good. No, I'm teasing you, Brandy, but that's good. And Victoria is saying, we believe my grandmother had gone to Australia after her passing because it's where her second son lives. And that does not sound crazy. There was a girl I went to school with, and I don't feel bad about what I said to her before she died. But she came and, I did not want her to die of cancer, but I don't regret the stuff I said. It might have been a little harsh, but it was how I truly felt. I'll just say this, and this is why I was upset. Okay, you're dying of cancer. You can jump on an airplane and fly to Las Vegas to see Def Leppard, but you can't go 3 blocks away to your church to a healing circle. I'm sorry, I have a little problem with that. No, I did not want her to die, so please don't anybody take that the wrong way. I was just honest with her about my feelings and stuff, but I knew the night she died, and there was and I thought evil at first, but my friend that was really good friends with her, she said, Sonia, I think she was just coming by to say goodbye and maybe thank you for talking honestly with her. But it was like, just like, it was so fast. It was like her face kind of just like stopped right there and then moved on. But her eyes were yellow, yellow. And that's was the creepy part about it. But after listening to my friend, I was like, okay. And I didn't feel as creepy about it. And me and that girl were not close friends. We went to the same school and knew each other by name, never hung out, anything like that. But, I couldn't not. I have a problem with like saying what I think, what I feel. I'm sorry. And sometimes it's really maybe not that good. You think I had a lot of haters from the Zach thing? Oh my God. People thought that I was posting all that stuff on, whenever I told that girl the stuff I told, it was privately in private messages and stuff like that. And somehow it ended up on Facebook. Yeah. And only parts of what I had said, like as if I was being just extremely mean. And so, so maybe she was coming to say, maybe you were right to say to me what you had to say. I don't know. But I'm glad she's never came and haunted me. I always told my sister I was going to haunt her really bad since we don't like each other. Okay. My grandmother hung out. Okay, I got that. We believe my grandma. Okay. Um, okay. From Mama, she's saying, when my best friend died, he sent birds to me. And wait, I got to start over. When my best friend died, he sent birds to me, and to this day, 9 years later, will be visited up close and personal. Aw, that is awesome. And also, since you said birds, and I know this sounds corny, but like, I think I've noticed it more for robin than any other bird. You know, if there's like a bird at your window, it don't have to be a robin, any bird that just will not go away. It will not, it just sits there, kind of, it's just at your window, up there for periods of time, coming back, and it's just the same bird. That could be a family. I think of grandma when I say robin. I don't know if my grandma was ever in the form of a robin, but I think that they can come like in the form of an animal too, like a bird, especially a bird. I don't think like wolves, and that's going to a whole other subject of animal totems and stuff like that, which is a very interesting subject. And you can actually learn a lot about yourself. Sounds weird and out there, but it's kind of a Native American thing. Not that I'm Native American, but my brother was half. Okay. And Stormy's saying, I believe my grandma went home to be with the Lord when her flesh vessel was broken. Amen. Yeah. Does she ever just pop into your head just out of the blue, Stormy? Oh, let me get caught up here. Because I think if like out of just the pure blue, and all of a sudden your grandma pops into your head or whatever, I think that's them kind of checking in on you. Okay. I was dreaming I was in a car accident. And this is from Brandy. I was dreaming I was in a car accident and hit my head on the window. When I woke up, I had a huge knot on my head. I can't explain that. That's weird. Does anybody have any kind of explanation? Okay. And the American is saying, cool, mama. Oh, hold on. Okay. Sorry if my story got misinterpreted. I strongly believe my grandmother went to heaven. Her spirit is. Yes, and I believe that too. I mean, I did not take it that she's like a, as Zach might say, I don't think she's a restless spirit wandering the earth. I think that, they're in heaven, yes, but I think they come and check in a while, especially if you're going through a tough time. For me, it's always been a very rough time in my life, and all of a sudden, my grandma will pop up in my head or one of her smells or something, and it'll make me feel a little bit better than how I was feeling right before that. So no, I don't think that anybody thinks that their family member is a wandering soul across the earth. 'Cause I've been accused of being a restless soul on a YouTube channel. Sorry, guys. That's just my dorkiness coming out. Okay. Um, and then the American says, Victoria Hart. And Mama says, pay attention to the moon and the sky and even the sun, the positions in the pyramid. Yes. I mean, all that stuff is in the Bible. We're supposed to be doing that. I mean, I think people are going to start experiencing more paranormal stuff and ghosty stuff, just weird stuff, because it's just like we know that those fallen angels and Satan are going to be loosed on this earth sometime soon. And, you do have to have the armor of God protect. It's still light outside, you guys. I just, you can't really tell, but it's still a little light outside. I'm used to it being dark already. Sorry, my sidetrackness. Um, but yeah, you know. Okay. Brandy says, when my BFF died, I asked her to send me butterflies. Never seen so many. Aw, that would be cool to just be surrounded by so many butterflies. I didn't realize that I liked butterflies as much as I did until I moved, and I was like, oh my God, I have got so much butterfly stuff. I didn't realize I collected it like I did. Okay, Stormy saying that's surely possible, Victoria, if it was God's will. And then Mama's saying, why wouldn't there be observation portals from heaven? Exactly. I think there are. I totally believe that. And then Mama says, message retracted. Oh, you know what, Mama? There are like so many magpies around here. Those, I mean, they're so beautiful. I love their colors and stuff. But they're like the weird Uncle Kenny that drinks a lot. Annoying. No, I don't have an Uncle Kenny or a weird Uncle Kenny. I mean, I've heard birds, some birds are more annoying, but man, magpies are really pretty birds. They're white, and then I think they have blue under their wing or something, but they're really pretty birds. They're loud, very loud. They're louder than crows, that's for sure. Um, I pay attention to birds because I'm a bird picture collector. Sorry, Mama, some words I just cannot pronounce. My dyslexia. Y'all, why do y'all hang out with me? I got so many problems, and people think I'm a ghost. No, I'm teasing and being silly right now. Okay, Brandy says the knot on my head happens few times a year. Brandy, I'm going to suggest that if you start seeing weird stuff happening, then I would start, and this is weird, but I would videotape like near your bed or something for just you to see, to look at. You don't have to share anything. When I thought I was getting messed with, I videotaped myself and nothing ever happened. So I did, I don't dream very often, but I'm going to tell you the weird dream I had last night. And it was so dumb. It wasn't scary or anything, but I dreamed I was combing my hair and only the back part of my hair just started falling out and just like big clumps. Like it was like 4 huge clumps, but it was all of the hair in the back and I still had all this. Weird. I have no idea. But it's like, I don't dream very often, and I don't know why I had to remember that particular dream, because whenever I got up, I was like, oh yeah, that was just a weird dream. Okay, Mama's saying we are going to experience all of that because end times are accelerating and we need to have situational awareness. Yes, I totally agree 100%. John James. Test the spirits. Yes, exactly. You have to. I threatened the spirits with Jesus. I had. Y'all might think I'm more weird than you already think I am, but okay, I'll tell you anyway. I feel like a weirdo even telling y'all this because it sounds unbelievable. Okay, test the spirits. And Brandy's saying the girls wake up barking at nothing, and we tell them to say good night. Good night, Gracie. Okay, so the last big thing that happened to me in this, besides the orb, the orb wasn't a scary thing, but I was sitting here and all of a sudden it felt like there was a huge spirit in here. And I was just like, like I would be going, and the name Goliath. I feel weird telling all this because it just, even to me, sounds unbelievable. Goliath kept coming up. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to talk to this guy. And I said, I would get like, I'd be holding my hand out. And no, I just got through saying, don't be trying to communicate. But I did because it was just weird. I was getting Goliath. And so I'm holding my hands like this. And if I would get like a yes answer, I guess, I would feel like this weird tingling on my hand. And so I go, are you the Goliath that David killed? And I got this weird tingling. And then I was like, okay, what are you doing in my house, for one? But the dead giants, they cannot go to heaven. They are the evil spirits wandering the earth. So it kind of made sense. Not that he would be here, but of why those would be like familiar spirits. I know that's kind of corny. And Victoria's saying, I prefer to listen about paranormal experience or watch them than actually experience it myself. Although I know I'm protected by God, good experience, it would still make me nervous to think about it. Yeah. When I found out how much power that I did have over them, it just, I do get startled by stuff, but I'm not afraid. And, I'm not going around wanting to experience, but I thought it was weird. Goliath the giant is in my house. If he actually stood in this, go through the roof, since I can, like, standing up, palm the ceiling, he would totally go through the roof. But I said, I don't know why you're here, but I think you better leave. And then kind of felt like he was laughing. I didn't hear anything. I just felt like he was like, what are you going to do? And I said, I'll give you a chance to leave. And I went and opened my door. And I said, and thank God I don't have neighbors around thinking, what the hell is that crazy woman doing? But I opened the door. I said, you can leave now or I'm going to force you to leave. And so it was like he would not budge, would not go. And it was like he's standing in the middle of the room. And I never felt like I was going to get attacked, but I said, okay, I've warned you and you've had your chance. I said, leave my house right now in the name of Jesus Christ and do not come back. And he was gone. I mean, it felt like a little breeze just went out the door. And I thought that was cool, So, and whenever I do go to places that I feel like, because there's hauntings everywhere, just about everywhere. It's just some people notice and some people don't. And stuff can get attached to you and without you knowing. But if I feel like I'm in a place that has something there, I say, even if I get the weird look, like I did from my one friend because the thing at the thrift store was moving by itself, I said, and she looked at me, I said, okay, whatever you are, you're not allowed to follow me anywhere. I don't care if people think I'm a freak. And so, don't be afraid if you do happen to feel something. Don't be afraid to say no one's allowed to follow me home because they actually listen unless they're really evil. Okay. Mama says to test the spirits, you ask the spirits, are you from the Father who sent his son to die for me? Thank you, Mama. That is good to know. And they will flee. I never knew exactly what to say. I just order them out in the name of Jesus. But I am so glad that you actually put that there because people need to know. They do. If they don't feel like they have enough power to say, get out in the name of Jesus, then, maybe they feel like they have the power to say, are you from God or that sent Jesus to die for me? So I'm glad you put that. Tell them to go out and send them to a dry place in the name of Jesus. Yes. And then Victoria is saying, just a question, but is it meant to be a metaphor? For example, he's not a literal giant, but saying David is the young boy and maybe the older Mount was a boy. No, Goliath was over 9 feet tall. He was a literal giant. And even the spirit felt huge. It felt huge. And I hate it when, and I'm not saying you said this, Victoria, but I've watched stuff when people do talk about David and Goliath, and I've heard them say that David was a puny boy, and it's like, the dude wrestled a lion and killed it. I don't think he's puny. Yes, he was young, but and I'm not saying you said or even thought that, Victoria. But I just, he was literally over 9 feet tall. And so he was a literal giant. And his spirit felt huge. I mean, it just felt, I don't even know, it just felt like there was a huge mass of energy that was taking up half of this room. And, I've got a tiny, your bedroom is probably bigger than my whole cabin, Victoria. I mean, I live in a tiny place. So it, maybe because it's such a tiny place, it felt bigger. But it was just a weird experience. And, he hasn't come back and nothing else has either. But, one thing, I don't believe in holy water. I do believe in the oil of God's people, and that is 100% olive oil. If you get some olive oil, and it has to be 100% pure olive oil, and you get some, it's good for cooking and stuff like that too. It's very healthy, but get some into a different bottle and ask God if he will bless that oil as the oil of his people, which olive oil is. And then you use that oil and you just put like a drop on your finger. You go and touch your door and ask God to protect it. It's like a protecting seal around your place. And I've done that. I've done that here, and even in the valley, of course, Goliath did slip in, but nothing else has. And I don't know if that was some kind of a lesson that I had to learn, but I didn't freak out. I didn't get scared, and I used my authority over him. And, I just wish that other people felt that strong about it as I do. But, how boring would that be for everybody to be the same? Okay. Mama says people think the Virgin Mary and angels visit them, but you have to test them. I'm sorry, but Mary did not stay a virgin. After Jesus was born, she did have other kids. In fact, Jude of the Bible, Jude was Jesus's half brother. And I forgot the other one. There's another one, half brother of Jesus. So when people say the Virgin Mary, I just kind of chuckle. That's like the Fatima thing from what and I believe what L.A. Marzulli said. It's a UFO. People saw different things. Some people saw the Virgin Mary, and some people saw a UFO. For the Fatima thing, anointing olive oil and rub atop the door gems and your front door. Yes, amen to that, Mama. And so much more. Like right now, Mama, for anybody, you use that. And if you're ill, put some on your forehead and ask God to heal you. It is anointing oil, especially if you ask God to bless it as the oil of his people, and God knows who his people are. And if you fear God, you're not going to have any problem. I went to Greece for vacation last summer. Ooh, lucky. Before I finish reading that, there's so many places here in America that I have not seen that I can't go to another country yet. But I can, you know what? Let me see. Hold on. If it's here. Oh, please still be there. Oh, sorry, you guys. Oh, here it is. Okay, never mind. I'll just tell you. Okay, so my friend Judy went to Greece. Actually, she did a tour of Israel and Greece and stuff like that. And she brought me a rock back from Greece, and it's really cool. It's got like a pink stripe and a white and I think gray. And then when you get it wet, I thought I had it in my planter over there, but I don't seem to see it. But anyway, it turns a really bright color. Like the pink brightens up more and the gray brightens up. Okay, so I went to Greece for vacation last summer, and my family visited the corpse of a saint. They claim he is a walking spirit, and the church has to yearly change the bottle of his the bottle of his slippers because they wear out at the bottom. A very interesting experience. Oh wow. How did the atmosphere feel? That would be, yeah, that's a great story. Kind of like Robert the Doll, the bottom of his shoes worn out. But I don't know. That's kind of what I thought you meant, Victoria. Yesterday I kept wanting to call you Jessica when you left, and I don't know why. I'm horrible with names, so hopefully I won't screw that up. y'all just don't call me late for supper, but I don't care what you call me. No. Okay. Um, and then Mama says, I'm talking about the people who think that I don't. Oh, I don't think that I'm sorry, Mama, if I gave you the impression that I thought you thought that. I know. I mean, I kind of figured that you were just talking about them. So I apologize if I made you think that. Let's see. And Mama says blood was painted on the doorpost of the homes of the Israelites for the very first Passover in Egypt. Yes, and the Israelites were spared. Exactly, and I think that's kind of what the oil. No one's ever said that to me that like took its place or anything like that, but I do think there's like power in that oil. I I had endometriosis so bad they don't even know how I got pregnant. Well, I was honest with God in my heart and I put a drop of olive oil on my tummy and I asked God to bless me with a child. Now, God did not get me pregnant. He just allowed Randon's father to get me pregnant. And so it is a miracle thing. And, I don't care if people believe that story. I mean, to me, the stories, I sound kind of corny to me, but, I don't have any reason to make stuff up. Okay, Mama says, no need to say sorry to me for anything ever. Aw, that is the oil. That is the oil. You're right. Yep. And, I just, it's powerful stuff. And, I think it's true that there's going to be a lot more ghosty stuff happening or paranormal, even with UFOs, which, you know, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, that paranormal video that I made the other day, it's like all the pictures are ghost pictures for sure. And, there's a couple of orbs but it's mostly EVPs. And the first EVP is like it repeats, but it's me asking if there's someone there. And that is like the clearest EVP. It's like there's a long wait, and then you hear the guy's name, which is Denny Harding. And that was in a Mason Lodge we went and investigated. And there was people like up in the man, that was weird. Not a whole lot was happening until like the very end when we were going to leave. But so there was a group that was up in this one area. It was like they were restoring it or something. And me and two other girls were sitting on the steps, just kind of waiting. And this was like the original carpet in from whenever it was a lodge. It wasn't anymore, but it had used to be. And I just kept feeling weird, like, there's something off. And so I pulled out the recorder and started asking and got that EVP. It was pretty crazy. Okay. You really have to stand up and put them in their place. Yes. Call them out in Jesus' name. Jesus said he would be able to do things. Jesus didn't ask, he just cast them out. Exactly. And that's what I do. I just, with messing with Goliath that night, I was like, okay, you can leave on your own or I'll make you leave. I want to say, but I don't think I did. Afterwards, I thought, I said, if you don't leave, I'm going to kick your ass out of here. But I didn't. And I think I was thinking I should have said that, but you kind of still have to be respectful because you don't want to get attacked by something. So it's like, and you're right. You know, I would just say, get out in the name of Jesus. And instantly they leave. They do. Who is the guy in the Bible that he was like, he tried to cast the devil out of somebody that was possessed, and the devil said, Paul, I know. Jesus, I know. Who are you? And so if you're not really a follower of Jesus, and that's what this says to me, if you're not a real follower of Jesus, it's not going to work because you don't really believe in Jesus. You haven't given your life, you know, to him and stuff. I full-heartedly believe 100% that Jesus has my back, you know, and I wish everybody else would be. Victoria is saying another interesting fact is the corpse of the saint didn't decay after all these years. Not sure what to think of that matter, but if it was very exciting to witness. I bet it was, and you know, I bet you got chills. You know, I can just imagine if I saw that. And I think you're not talking about John Paul II, are you? No, that's not in Greece. There was someone else. You know what, y'all? I think, and I haven't found anything to say this was faked, but they say that they found the body of Gilgamesh. Do y'all know that story of Gilgamesh? And who they, I think, what I heard recently is, and I don't know if this is true. You know, I don't get that, and I haven't been, I guess, that deep, but they're saying Gilgamesh was actually, oh gosh, who built the Tower of Babel? Mama, I know you know this. Yeah, tell them to leave. Nimrod, that's who it was. Um, and I don't know if that is true, but you know, they're saying they found, and the skin is all there, everything. I mean, I don't believe that. I just don't, you know, but I can see with, there have been people that have not decomposed at all. And I guess Gilgamesh is one of them. He's kind of blue looking, and he's got a big red beard. And people think this is really him. I mean, it almost don't look real. Maybe it's not real, but I haven't found anything to say that it's not. So if you guys, do anybody finds, please let me know. King of the Sumerians. Was he Enkidu? Sonia, the ancient people were masters of preserving bodies. That is true. That's why there's like the one pharaoh that he still has, like one of the first still has like skin on his face. Victoria's saying, when I saw the saint, I was mesmerized. So interesting. I think the body doesn't fully decay because of the worship God and taught his ways. I I think it could be in, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So, you know, I gotta disagree a little bit, Victoria, um, because Gilgamesh did not worship God. And I mean, I think, like Mama was saying, it's all in how they preserve them and stuff. And there was like Oh gosh, a Japanese lady. I mean, y'all might have seen this video, but she was very well preserved in what they buried her in. It was like wood, lead. I mean, just layers and layers and layers of stuff that the air could get to. So I think it's a lot of how they preserve because, I don't think God wants people worshiping some dead body. I mean, he only wants people to worship God and Jesus. And, so I don't know. I don't know I mean, it is very interesting, but I think, like Mama said, that it's just in the way that they preserve them. There was a lady too. I don't know if she was a saint, but I want to say she was like in Italy or something. And she did not really decompose either. So I don't know how to explain that. Oh, Auntie Janet added to her story. Okay. Mama says if Gilgamesh had fallen angel DNA, that would have been a reason for wealth. It could be. I want to try and find more on that before I talk about it again. Maybe that's what I'll do on Tuesday is kind of try to find out more information about that. And if y'all find out some, bring it on Tuesday and let me know. The Giants have regenerated abilities to not forget. Yeah, Mom definitely may be correct about the way preserved. No, I just thought I'd say it. Oh, that's okay. You know, yeah, I have a whole different thought about the Catholic religion, and I don't really want to go there right now because I really might offend some people, and which I don't want to do. So I gotta try and not. Oh yeah, yes, Mama, that's the lady. So Victoria, go check that out. I think somebody has a video that except Gilgamesh is not in that video. I think it's one all on his own, and it's just like they're trying to get close-ups and stuff like that. Steve Quell is an expert on giants. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I think L.A. Marzugli, he's another good expert. I'll say them two are the top of the experts for giants, definitely, 100%. And I'm not a Catholic anymore. We don't blame the people. They are good, but the guy in the fish hat, yes. Yeah. I mean, seriously. Wait, there was like the people of Nineveh. They all became Christians overnight, or well, God fearing people of God overnight, because when Jonah went in the well, you know why God put him in a fish, a great fish? Because the people of Nineveh worship fish. And so he came out of the fish mouth and told them, don't worship fish. Or y'all know the story. I'm not going to preach to y'all tonight. But yeah, I just saw something the other night, actually, about the fish hat. And I never realized. And I was like, that is creepy. So yeah, it is. It's unbelievable how much paganism is actually running the churches. I mean, I'm not just saying Catholic, but a lot of them, all different ones. But I'm not going to go on that. I do like, and oh my God, Victoria. I almost forgot your name again. If you don't know who Timothy Alberino is, You have got to listen to him tell the story about whenever he was living in Peru. I mean, he's got paranormal stories, and there's I do believe in witchcraft. I don't use it or do it or anything like that, but people can do that stuff. They really can. Mama's saying fish, god of the Philistines and Babylonians. Wore a fish hat. This is still, yep. Yep. You see the Pope wearing that fish hat? You sure do. Excuse me. Victoria's saying my parents come from Greece and Macedonia. Oh, I can't pronounce stuff very well. Yay! You're in the right group, Victoria. Yes. But the paranormal stuff still, because we believe in God 100%, doesn't mean the paranormal stuff don't happen. And I'm not saying y'all are saying that at all, but I just know people and even family members that whenever I'd be going through all these experiences that I was, they would be ugly about it. I just don't have very many nice family members, I guess. Or they would make fun of me or something. But when you're 4 years old and you're seeing stuff, and this stuff has been happening to me since I was very, very little, probably even earlier than 4. But that also made me think, do you guys know who David Pilates is? Pilates? I might be saying it wrong, but he works on missing cases, like people go missing out of the parks and stuff like that. Okay, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Victoria is saying, along with my whole religion believes in God. Yes. And Mama's saying, my family thinks I'm crazy, but you can't pick your family. That's true. Yay! We're all in the same group. Mama's saying that, Victoria, absolutely. But I was listening to something, I think maybe yesterday. Anyway, and we were just talking about kind of a portal type thing. And some people like disappear. 1 minute they're behind you, the next they're gone. And like when I was little, and it was like I stepped into, like, this is the very first thing paranormal I ever remember. And I was little, and it scared the daylights out of me. I woke up, and all of a sudden, I felt wide awake, and all of a sudden I was like in a completely different place. I was scared to move. I did not move from my bed, but it was like as if I was sitting on sand. And it felt like I was in another dimension. I mean, it was strange. I don't know if that's really what happened, but it was a very vivid dream then, maybe. But so I wonder if, like with the Bigfoot, how nobody's caught them, they just kind of seem to appear and disappear. And with the missing people, do people step into like a different dimension? I don't know. Hey, Mario, you made it. You're surrounded by beautiful women in here, and Cole. I don't know if Cole is still in here. He hasn't said anything in a while. We're talking ghosty stuff. And if you've ever had an experience or seen an orb or seen a ghost or just had a weird experience with anything. Yeah, I wonder, because even like right over here, there's a big empty field. And one night I was standing out here smoking, and I thought all of a sudden it was like a big thing walking in the middle of the field. It just disappeared. And I thought, okay, I'm seeing things. And the American guy, you were being so quiet. I thought you left me. Sorry. All right. So we have the American and Mario. I don't know if Cole is still here. So you two guys are surrounded by beautiful women and me. Okay, Mario says my grandpa was a medium and I got some of his gifts. So do you so you see stuff then for sure and you hear stuff. Like I know Victoria has not heard this story, but I don't know if Brandy's heard it either. And I'll make it really quick and just to the point. So, and I think I was started to tell this the other day, and Mario said, and this might be a sign it's a boring story, but Mario said, I gotta go, I'll be back. No, I'm teasing. So I went to, and I had no idea why I needed to get where I had to go. And I went to Michael's, ended up in the yarn section, and I look at this lady and went, oh, and I looked at her and I don't know why, but I said, and I feel like a shithead for saying, I see dead people. I literally said that and I felt like an idiot and I wished I would have never said it, but the story would not be the same without it. I feel like I got to hear. And so she goes, excuse me? And I said, I'm sorry. I said, but did you just lose someone? And she looked at me weird and said, yeah. And so I gave her, and I don't, no words were coming out of into my head for me to say anything. I was just giving her some information. And I seen her a couple of weeks later and she told me that most of it was correct and that they got an answer that they needed. And so God will use people, you know, because I wasn't hearing any voices. Nobody was telling me what to say. I don't know that lady, you know, don't know anything about her. Except I know she was from the 80s because she still did her hair in the 80s way and did her makeup the 80s way. So that's the only reason I know. But I don't know her for nothing. And I gave her information. I think maybe God was using me to give her that information because they were worried. Okay. In my building, I can see a soldier who hung himself in the 1950s. Aw. And Mama's in Orfield things. Ooh. Hold on, you guys. I've got to write that down because I want to look into that. Proverbs 8:3. Thank you, Mama. And you know what? I learn something new every day. And I hope everybody does, you know, at least once in a while. Okay. Brandy says, I'm here just listening and diamond painting. Awesome. And Mario says, we've actually had a conversation, didn't speak kind of like in the, oh. So just you could hear the thoughts in your head. Jack, you said The Shining, I got to pick his nose. You must have been looking at a liberal. Mario says, or Mama says at Mario, I get that. Mama says, and Ezekiel 4:10. Thank you. Oh, I can't write. I can't write with this, you guys. Wait, I forgot. Yeah, there it is. Ezekiel 4:10. There we go. All right. Yeah, mention The Shining, and I'll pick Jack's nose. You know, you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose unless it's Jack. What I missed. There you go. $1 million. Okay. I thought you were going to replace Jack Briggs. Oh, no, Jack will be there for a while and get some diamond paintings done, and then they'll hang there. And Jack will have to move. I don't know where to, but Mario saying, yes, we can talk to each other just by looking at each other, and don't know. Didn't know I had the gift until that day. Nice. I can see your demons too. And Mario saying, those scared the crap out of me. And the American saying, what do you do, Mario? So you're saying like you can see like dark shadow people or demony things, dark masses around people when they like that kind of thing. Oh, Mario, I bet if you went to like Afghanistan, I bet you witnessed some freaky stuff over there. The mama's saying at the American, Mario is a hero for our country. Yes, he is. And I don't know if I've ever thanked you, Mario, for serving our country. Because if it wasn't for people like you, I would not be free to gripe and bitch about what I want to. So thank you for letting me do that. Mama's saying at the American, Mario saying Sergeant First Class, U.S. Army. Hoorah! Is that it? Did I get it right? All the American loves Mario, and he's saying salute and thank you for your support. Victoria, thank you, Mario. American, what did you do about the demon, Mario? And Mama's saying, amen, Mario, thank you. And Mama's saying, Jeremy? I think, oh, Germany. Germany, I think. No, the Marines are Semper Fi. Semper Fi is the Marines. Go Army. Oh, go Army is what she was saying. Thought the Army was hoorah. Maybe that's the Air Force. Because my pastor Arnold Murray, he was a Marine, and he always said Semper Fi. Yes, but the battle cry that is SOS hoorah. Go Army! I think I got it there, Mama. I think I got it. Oh my gosh. You don't like it? You need to come up with another one. Like, so the Army's secret weapon is the Green Beret, right? And the Marines' secret weapon is the. Gosh, you guys, I'm so bad at that. Go Army, beat Navy. Is it that time? Wait, no, that's in the fall, right? When they play football against each other. Oh, quit while you're ahead, Sonia. Okay, I probably should. I probably should. You guys are so awesome. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. See, Victoria, I'm not that bad of a person. Not that you thought I was bad, but after all that Zach stuff, I'm sure people thought I was a horrible person. Go Army, beat Navy. I love the Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marines. And soon to be Space Force. Oh, yeah. That is kind of interesting, the Space Force. Mama says I had kids in both branches, so I have the alternate chair. Yeah. Air Force. Or wait, I had one brother was in the Navy and one was in the Air Force. I worked for the clairvoyant chair force. Chair force. um, Mario saying the Army has three branches of special forces: Rangers, Green Berets, and Delta Force. When I hear Rangers, I don't know if it's me, but I think of Texas Rangers. Okay, Mama's saying, oh wait, Victoria, your response in the video is very genuine. Hopefully the responses will be positive. I hope so too. Mama's saying, I have the Space Force comic. Oh, you know what? I think that you, like that first time I popped into your live stream, that you had that. I think that, didn't you show that in a video, Mama? Oh, you made a video. Okay. Well, I knew I saw it in one of yours. Yeah, I thought that was, where did you get that stuff? Did you I didn't even know they had a comic until then. And then honestly, I forgot about it until now that you have just brought it up. The patches for my kids. Oh my gosh, that is too funny. When are you going back live again, Mama? Mario saying the Rangers were started in World War II. They were featured in the movie Saving. Oh, really? That was kind of that was an interesting movie. I can't get in. There's like some more movies I like them better than others, I guess. But I have to be careful on stuff that I watch, you guys, because I watched a little bit of news today, and there was not one, like, out of all the news people I watch, I couldn't go to any of them more than just a few seconds, because all this stuff these people are doing out there, it's like, oh my gosh, it just feels closer and closer to the end of this earth age. Jesus will be coming back soon. Deanna, are you still there? Did you leave me? Okay, soon, because I just posted 2 videos. Oh, okay. When we were soldiers at Mario gets me every time with Sam Elliott. Ooh, Sam Elliott. Man, you talk about good looking. Man, Sam Elliott, even, the older he gets, the better looking he gets. That mustache of his. Ooh, it looks like what's his name's from last night. Oh, how funny. Um, that's a tall drink of water. Yummy. Yes, it is. Mario saying, if you have Netflix, I don't, and want to know what war was like in Afghanistan, watch the documentary. You know what? I'm going to go and see. Let me write that down. Maybe they have that at the library. I can rent it for free. Um, okay, there we go. Nice. Yeah, I've seen. Well, I haven't got any of the documentaries about Vietnam, but oh man, being a I've heard people like in Afghanistan or whatever that there is like lots of spiritual, paranormal stuff that happens over there. You know, I think I would be scared. One, because I'm a woman and I wouldn't let those people tell me what to do and I'd probably be killed. But oh, Victoria, you can go and get movies out of the library for free. Because I'm the type where I don't think Hollywood deserves my money and I just will not go to pay and see a movie. I get, like, I just saw the new Wonder Woman that came out recently. I got it from the library and watched it for free. So there's like really cool stuff. You know, libraries are good. You know, I go there just to check out movies and do my taxes. So yeah, for sure, go to a library and go look at all the movies and documentaries. You'd be surprised at some of the stuff. I mean, this little tiny library, I was surprised that they have some of the stuff that they have. They have slaughtered our Christian brothers and sisters and worse. Yes, they have. The caves. Yeah, that's where I hear about where most of the paranormal stuff is like those caves. And you know, I'm sure the towns are too, but that's where I hear the action is for that kind of stuff, is the caves. And Mama's saying, Mario, did you hear about the giant they took out of Afghanistan? The Kandahar giant. Kandahar giant. I might be saying it wrong. Did you hear about that? Oh my God, you got, I'm so bad. Oh my God. Victoria, I'm sorry. Your name just slipped my mind. Victoria, have you heard about that giant? The American. Oh my gosh, you guys. They found like, how tall was that, Mama? I don't either, Mama, because they don't deserve my hard money. And, you know, they get paid to lie for a living and then think it's okay to come out and tell you how to live your life. No, thank you. Giant of Kandahar. The giant is said to have a red beard, scarlet red hair, and details would seem to be based on the common misconception of the Bible. Giants had 6 fingers and 6 toes. So this is like recently, Victoria, like he was 12 foot tall. Whenever they did finally kill him, he was like, do you know what a pallet is? Like if you go to the grocery store or somewhere and they're bringing in the totes of stuff and they usually have it on a pallet of stuff that a forklift lifts up, one of those kind of pallets. He was like in the fetal position, hanging off still, like weighed 1,200 pounds, 12 foot tall. Look up L.A. Marzulli and the Kandahar giant. L. Oops. A. L.A. Marzulli. And, you know, they said there was actually 2 different people with 2 different stories. Yeah, it was very interesting. I guess, like, the way the soldiers, how I understand it, and Steve Quell too. I think somebody with L.A. Marzulli had made an animation cartoonish to kind of go with the story. That was pretty interesting. The pilot. Yeah, they talk about this dude named Dan. The giant just kind of picked him up on this pike and he was kind of dangling there and he's holding him. Something like that. But it's very I don't want to give any more away. I want y'all to go watch it. And then on Tuesday, tell me what you thought about it. It's a very interesting story. And, I believe it's true. I haven't found anything with that either to make it say it's not. And actually, military people that come into my work and, I'll be thanking them for, serving the country and stuff. And then when they tell me have been to Afghanistan, every single one of them has heard about this, believe it. And I've only had one person that said that they didn't even know anything about it. But, being a tourist town, you do get a lot of people here from all over the country. So every military person that's like in there now, I've asked them and they've all said yes, they've heard of it and everything. It's very, very, very interesting. There was the pilot and then someone else. That's who I think L.A. Marzulli calls him, the pilot. Maybe they both were, but there's like two different stories. And, but it's not, they weren't going against each other. It was just two different stories. And them giants are coming back. Yes, they are. I think that's like in the Bible, whenever men's hearts are going to fail them because of the stuff they see. I think that's going to be like what that is. Could be. I mean, there's going to be a lot more. And I got to tell you, I mean, it's kind of off the subject, but on the subject. There was a lady who wrote the song Don't Fear the Reaper. Did y'all know that? I always thought it was like the lead singer who wrote that song. And anyway, her and her brother had like UFO experiences and stuff. He was just on with somebody and I heard it. Maybe it was on Coast to Coast or something. I mean, she's gone now and everything, but yeah, I had no idea that a woman wrote that song. Yep. You had to cut their heads off because they had regeneration powers. I think that's why David cut off Goliath's head. I don't know enough about that part to really say anything because I really don't know. Maybe that's why, who was it? Oh, I can't remember. Somebody cut up the body of Nimrod and spread it all over the country over there. I don't think that, well, maybe that is in the Bible. I don't know. But, that stuff is, people just, they're going to freak out if they don't know about this stuff. Whenever they do start seeing it, they will freak out. And I think the paranormal stuff is going to just get stronger and stronger. And, I don't know. What do you guys think? If y'all think I'm a dork, hit the thumbs up. Oh, yay, I got 6 thumbs up. I'm teasing. I'm just teasing on that. Wow. That is cool. This has been a really good night. I did not think that I would last, I thought I was going to last about 15, 20 minutes, and here it's like 2.5 hours. So you guys gave me energy to do this. Thank you. And no, it wasn't my Mountain Dew because I could down a Mountain Dew and go right to sleep. It just tastes so good. But yeah. Brandy, are you still there? Deanna, are you still there? The American, are you still there? Nimrod's death was one of the most violent ever suffered by man. in the 19th chapter of Judges. Okay. And was that, yeah, I don't remember who killed him though. I mean, it was a big name in the Bible. I just cannot remember right this minute. I mean, I do know a lot of stuff with the Bible, and I have been a smart ass to people and say, I know everything about the Bible, which I don't. But again, I was being attacked and I've apologized too. But I really need to get better. Like, did my face just turn red? That is weird. So before I go, I know Godzilla is a good song, but my favorite is still Don't Fear the Reaper. And I love, I don't really have a TV, but I could go on YouTube and find the clip of Saturday Night Live when they did Don't Fear the Reaper, and with the cowbell, more cowbell, more cowbell from Christopher Walken. That was great. I have a hard time with watching any of that stuff because it's just too much and gets my anxiety high. So I'm so glad. I go to sleep with scriptures because it's hard to read. I will listen to audiobooks, and mostly it's the Bible, but sometimes I do more cowbell. Yeah, you remember that. Mostly it's like I'll go to sleep listening to the books of the Bible. And I'll still every day, because I do this on a daily basis, listening to the Bible. Because I am dyslexic and it is hard to read a lot of words. And so it's just easier for me to understand it and stuff. Y'all have seen me reading this where sometimes it takes a couple of times and I still don't get it. So I think y'all can understand why I do the audio books. And that helps a lot. For not that the Bible puts me to sleep, because if I'm listening to it in the daytime, I can sit here and listen. And, sometimes I'll actually read along with it and stuff. But, sometimes I like to go to sleep listening to scary stories or more of, there's like those missing cases. I mean, they're just really puzzling how 2-year-olds can, walk as far as they have. Some 2-year-olds have trouble walking and then end up in weird, unexplainable places. It's some of that stuff is just mind blowing, I guess. But no, not at nighttime for the scary stories or the Bible studies. We went to Kyle's BFF grandpa's funeral, and Kyle's phone started ringing. And it was Don't Fear the Reaper. Oh my God, that would be funny. So maybe that was the BFF trying to make everybody lighten up and saying, hey, I'm with the Lord right now, so y'all need to not just be so sad. This one place I went ghost hunting and my phone was completely turned off. That was like kind of one of the rules we had. And the girl I was with was supposed to be the psychic part of the group, and she was not getting anything. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I felt stoned. Just out of the blue, I felt stoned, and I was like, my phone started ringing, and I was like, I think this guy died of drugs. I just think this guy died of drugs. And she's like, well, we just don't know. And I'm thinking, I wasn't thinking anything bad, but when we got done, and I was like, well, did this guy die of like a drug overdose or something? And they said, yeah, that's exactly what he died of. And so it's just weird how you get this stuff. And she was supposed to be the psychic, and she got nothing. Who's the psychic now? No, I don't go around trying to be a psychic or anything like that. Sometimes I do like to just mess with people and say, like, okay, so somebody came into the store once. I said, oh, wow. I said, they didn't realize they had the name of their town and stuff on their sleeve. And so I messed with them with that. No, they were looking at me like, how did you know that's where we're from? I said, I'm a psychic. And then I started laughing and said, your sleeve told me everything. So that was kind of fun. I went to a memorial, and a dial tone bring out your dead. Ooh. Ooh, that is creepy. I wouldn't know what to think of that. I thought of, when you said bring out your dead, I honestly thought of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in The Stand. And then saying, he's coming for you. That would probably make me think for days, actually, Mama. There was nothing in the call. Ooh. That is weird. The man with the dial tone. I meant to say, oh. So the person with the dial tone, is he the one that died? I've had messages and songs before, for sure. Like there was a thing with my family, and I'm not going to go into all the stupid details, but there was a DNA test involved. And no, it wasn't my son or anything like that. It was me. Oh, man. That would be creepy, scary. I wouldn't know what to think, honestly. But so I was going, thinking all this stuff. I got in the car, turned on the radio, and the lyrics out of the song is, it's all in the family tree. And so, I mean, it's coincidence, but I was like, I felt a little relieved, like I wouldn't have to worry. And everything ended up just fine. That would be creepy, Mama. I wouldn't know what to think. Like, maybe it was last month, maybe. No, it was this month, maybe in the beginning of the month. My phone was sitting right here, and I was sitting in that chair right there. And all of a sudden, my phone started ringing, and it was actually Deanna. I picked up the phone, looked at and went to answer it, and it started ringing. She was not calling me at all, because whenever I went to answer it, it was like as if I was calling her. Sorry, Deanna, I didn't mean. Hope you're okay with me telling that story, but that was really weird. That was really very weird. I think that happened the night when me and Deanna and Cole did that conference call. I think that's the night that it happened. The man was a money. Oh, I got Randon. Randon's my son. I got him. It's a 10, like this is 10. So I got him one like that. It's a Monty Python guy, and it says, I farted in your general direction. Oh, you can only give guys. I did know a girl though, and this is gross, you guys. I know she's not watching, but her sister might be. Okay, girlfriend, if you remember this and you are watching, then just put LOL. She won't be. Okay, so this girl had a bumper sticker that said, "Who farted?" That's probably the dumbest bumper sticker ever. Is "Who farted?" And as a girl, I would not put. I mean, I'm a girly girl. I would not put that on my car. I mean, I put crazy bumper stickers, but never "Who farted?" Okay. Um. Yeah, that was kind of a corny movie. I know there's more than one. Now leave me alone, or I will taunt you a second time. It's my favorite line. I'm gonna have to rewatch that because I never. Randon, he actually had to watch that movie for school, and I thought, what happened to the Outsiders and West Side Story? You have to watch Monty Python. I mean, we had to do the book. Victoria signing off for the evening. Have a great night. I know I'm about to too. Thanks for coming, Victoria. I'll be back on Tuesday. So I hope to see you again. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for your encouraging words about the Zach thing. I do appreciate that. So you have a good night and sweet dreams. And remember, Team Jesus always. So, but yeah, if no one else has anything else they want to add, I mean, I can hang out a little bit longer. Um, but I'm kind of running out of stuff. I do definitely. I hope Victoria goes and watches that the Kandahar Giant thing because that's just mind blowing for one. I feel like I talk too much. I was just trying to keep my mind off of my life. Thank you. Don't be sorry. You didn't do anything wrong. Um, this is like open forum night. We're just talking about everything. So don't be sorry about anybody. Don't be sorry about bringing anything up because I'm open and I'll talk about pretty much everything. I don't talk about porn or anything nasty. Oh God. Speaking of things nasty, the only thing I don't like about MeWe is people, whenever they want to be your friend or send your request, they can send a picture with it. Sorry, lady that sent me a crotch shot. No, thank you. Yeah, a lady sent me a nasty picture and I was almost threw up. Of course, I blocked her as I do all of any dirty pictures that people send me. I'd block those people immediately. Bruce Horsley. Hubba hubba. That's the guy, right? From last night, right? The guy from Muleshoe, Texas. Is that right? Or is that someone else? Oh my God. Oh yeah. I was just like, because you're scrolling down, you see like it's going to be a picture, and then all of a sudden it's way more than you want. I was like, and immediately blocked. That is disgusting. That's between a man and a woman, and they're, yes, that's pathetic, right, Brandy? Lee Horsley. Yeah, there we go. um, yeah, and at least I'm not such a prude that I go and report them. I just block them and they can't ever bother me again. How do you meet these people? So I have no idea. People send me friends requests on MeWe, and what I do is go and look at their profile first and that's what you see. Or if they send a private message, that's what you see. And it's like, nope, block, nope, block. People are weird. I mean, I don't know. I can see guys being more free to do stuff like that. That's more of a guyish thing, but I don't get how women can do that. Maybe they're just really super desperate for some kind of attention. I don't know. But that's just not my kind of thing to do at all. Lee Horsley. So, Brandy, your dad went to school with him. So, your dad is from Muleshoe, Texas? Or maybe they went to college. I never had a dirty picture sent to me. Well, thank God. I don't like getting dirty pictures sent to me. They disgust me. I mean, you have like, I don't know why people think I want to see their private stuff because I don't. I had to delete it. So many requests. Yeah. I'll go on there. Finally, there was a dude that wanted to be my friend that's actually married and doesn't not think MeWe is a dating site. Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know why people think that MeWe is a dating site because it's not. It's like just another platform to do your thing. But he spent time here in Inglewood. Oh, okay. That's cool. I spent time in Levelland, Texas, Lubbock, Rochester, Minnesota, and even Muleshoe, Texas. Oh my gosh, you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna check out these because I do, I do want to learn more about like if the disciples think when Jesus was walking on the water, if he was a ghost, then they have to be real. And I'm not just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm sorry if I offended you, Brandy. Please forgive me. Oh, oh. Right, the American, doggone it. People just want to show me their stuff and not even feed me. Good God. So much for going to Baba Burgers tonight. I have food here, but I was like, Brandy mentioned Baba Burgers earlier, and oh my God, that is the best burgers in town. Penelope's comes to a good close second, but nobody makes them like Baba. I don't think Brandy did, well, I'm not going to speak for Brandy, but I don't think that you offended her. But I'm not going to speak for her either. Brandy is a really good person. Thanks for helping me through the eye thing tonight. I will let you go. God bless. All right. Well, I think I'm going to go too. And I feel like I'm starting to babble a little bit. Oh, y'all remember, did any of y'all see my first videos? Because whenever I would start babbling, I would go, oh no, I'm babbling. And then I would end it real quick. So yeah, I feel like I can't believe y'all let me go on for almost 3 hours talking. But I'm glad that y'all were with me to do it and it wasn't a short night. So, all right, you guys, we'll see y'all on Tuesday at 6. And if you can't make it, that's okay because I realize people actually have a life and outside of internet stuff. I do anyway. So, I love you guys. Good night, The American. Good night, Cole. Good night, Deanna, if you're still there. Good night, Brandy. Good night, Mama. Good night, Victoria. Oh my God, did I get it right? Did I say her name right, you guys? Oh, shit. Yes, Victoria. I got it. Okay. And God bless you too. And yeah, definitely if y'all can think of anything you want me to cover, even if it's dumb stuff, then just let me know. And I will see y'all Tuesday. God bless. Team Jesus always. And y'all be safe this weekend. Sunday's the big green monster day. So make sure you don't get pinched and wear green. Bye.